to announce that Kenny Dalglish told the board yesterday of his wish to retire as team manager.
The news 10 days ago that shocked the world of football. The end of an era as Kenny Dalglish quit the pressures of football management. Maintaining Liverpool's perennial standards of excellence proved to be too great a strain. When Arsenal came to Anfield 2 years ago, they won the title. Nothing will be finalised today, but whoever wins will be the championship favourites. The cracks Dalglish was finding increasingly difficult to repair, and the apparent rift with Peter Beardsley began to materialise 3 months ago when the top two first met at Highbury. Liverpool, with a complicated team structure, lost for the first time in the league this season. Since then, Arsenal have closed the gap and have even edged out in front, despite being docked 2 points for disciplinary reasons and having their inspirational skipper Tony Adams sent to prison. Level on points, Arsenal have a superior goal difference, and on the back of Liverpool's last 2 results, possibly a superior confidence. What's more, the double is still on. Most important championship match of the season so far. Good afternoon from a very, very noisy Anfield. Now, are Arsenal catching Liverpool at just the right time from their point of view, or just the wrong time? Ian?
Well, I think they catch them at the right time, Elton, because Arsenal are a form team. They're going really well. George Graham has got them fired up this season. They're heading for another championship, heading for a double. And I think they've got the advantage this afternoon. Liverpool leaderless because of the manager leaving, and I think it's shown in the results of late anyway that they haven't been playing too well. So it's not often it happens, but I think the Arsenal are favourites here today.
Well, Arsenal do have Tony Adams back in the big time this afternoon. He played at Shrewsbury in the week, but is he ready for all this? Let's hear from the Arsenal manager, George Graham.
I think so. Tony kept himself very fit in prison. He was working out mostly every other day, mornings and afternoons, and he needed a few reserve games, which he got, and I thought he came through the Shrewsbury game very well. Nice and steady rather than being spectacular. Tony's attitude is probably his biggest asset. He's got a wonderful attitude to the game, and just him being on the pitch is sometimes a big asset for the club.
Well, so many fascinating ingredients here at Anfield this afternoon, I've lost count, including an exclusive and revealing interview with Peter Beardsley, who speaks about that alleged falling out with Kenny Dalglish. You'll be able to hear that at half-time. But right now, let's concentrate on the football. Our commentators for the afternoon, Gary Lineker and Brian Moore.
Thanks a lot, Elton. Our first duty, as ever, is to check on the two teams. Liverpool, first of all, with Bruce Grobbelaar in goal. Number 2, Glenn Hussein, the captain. 3, David Burrows, back after suspension. 4, Steve Nicol. 5, Jan Molby. 6, Gary Ablett. 7, Peter Beardsley. 8, Ray Houghton. 9, Ian Rush. 10, John Barnes. And 11, Gary Gillespie, back after missing 8 games with a calf injury. So Liverpool will play with Gillespie at right back. Steve Nicol pushed forward to the right side of midfield as he was against Everton in midweek. Barnes on the left, Beardsley and Rush up front. And really so important for Liverpool that Gary Gillespie does return, albeit at right back, but his height for those set pieces in defence will be absolutely vital this afternoon. What about Arsenal then? Well, in goal they've got David Seaman, 2, Lee Dixon, 3, Nigel Winterburn, 4, Michael Thomas, 5, Steve Bold, 6, Tony Adams, 7, David O'Leary, 8, David Hillier, no Paul Davis, 9, Alan Smith, 10, Paul Merson, 11, Kevin Campbell, because Anders Limpar's still not quite fit. And Arsenal's lineup, they'll have 5 at the back, with, we think, Campbell and Smith up front, with Merson tucked in behind them on the right-hand side. The substitutes this afternoon for Liverpool are David Speedy and Steve Staunton, and for Arsenal, Paul Davis and David Rocastle. Now we await the first whistle of referee Terry Holbrook from Wolverhampton. Perfect setting on a lovely spring-like afternoon here on Merseyside. Arsenal in the yellow shirts get the game underway. They attack the goal to the right. Unlike that historic day, of course, in May 1989, when Arsenal won here with the last minute of the season. The championship's not going to be decided here, but it's such a vital afternoon for both these clubs. It's becoming a 2-horse race. Certainly with Palace and Manchester United and Leeds all losing yesterday. First foul of the afternoon committed by Tony Adams there on Ian Rush. A free kick to Liverpool. My goodness, how they'll be motivated this afternoon. Beardsley again with the free kick. Houghton, Barnes. Molby. Winterburn's header for Arsenal, only as far as Rush, and then John Barnes. It was charged away there by Winterburn, whose half mistake it was in the first place. Campbell trying to get away from Burrows. It looked like a handball there by Molby, but not given by the referee, who was well placed. Ablett, Burrows, the Klopper finding their voice behind Bruce Grobbelaar's goal. An all-ticket, sell-out crowd here at Anfield this afternoon. Glenn Hussein, the skipper of Liverpool. Gillespie over on that right side. Molby. Oh, mistake there by Ablett, and Smith almost in. Grobbelaar, very quick indeed to come out there. And that could have been a terrible mistake, and indeed it was a bad mistake by Gary Ablett. Winterburn. Arsenal in such tremendous form at the moment. Arrive here strong and very competitive, with their team spirit absolutely soaring. Gary Lineker?
Arsenal seem to have started with Merson playing out on the left and Campbell on the right, trying to probably stretch out the play a little bit to try and get lots of crosses in for Alan Smith, where they may feel Liverpool have a weakness.
And here's Barnes for Liverpool. Rush, Beardsley very active in the middle as well. Being tracked by Tony Adams, Burrows, Molby. Hillier very quick on Molby. It looks almost as though David Hillier is going to stalk Jan Molby through the afternoon, Gary Lineker.
That does appear to be the case. He's certainly sticking very close to him at the moment.
Well, here's Hillier again, a 21-year-old from Blackheath. And Paul finds Merson. Smith waiting in the middle. Red shirts are all around him, though, and it's Hussein who makes the clearance. Dixon just glancing it for Adams. Here's Campbell again on this left-hand side. Burrows closing and conceding the free kick.
This is where, of course, certain critics of Liverpool are saying they're weak from set pieces. That was a low one in, but people have been talking, they've got a bit of a weakness in the air, and as you said before the game, Brian, they'll be particularly pleased to get Gary Gillespie back. He's so important to them in that department.
Here's Ray Houghton. Back to Rush. Adams. For the third of Liverpool.
And of course, if there is a team to exploit any weaknesses in the air, there's no better team than Arsenal, especially from set pieces, when you've got the likes of Alan Smith, Tony Adams and Bold, of course.
Hillier. Dixon, Ablett. A really eagerly awaited afternoon of First Division football, this in the Barclays League, as Barnes brings it forward again. Houghton. Gillespie. Employing these three central defenders again to such good effect. O'Leary just standing in the centre, a little bit behind the two, Bold and Adams, with Dixon and Winterburn, the fullbacks, invited to push forward at every possible opportunity. At the moment it's Campbell now. Merson. Here's Dixon in that advanced position again for Arsenal. It just flicked off Ablett. Oh, nice touch there by Barnes. Houghton sweeping it away towards Beardsley, but here's Adams for Arsenal. In goes Burrows quickly. This is Hillier. Oh, a good ball there by Hillier now for Paul Merson. And Hussein standing up big and strong with the header away for the Arsenal throw.
Lovely pass by David Hillier with the outside of his foot there, bent it into the path of Paul Merson. Arsenal have started very well.
Winterburn with the throw. Ball has gone up close. Looking for the little flick on. Barnes and Gillespie were both there to deny him that, but it comes to Winterburn again. The cross comes in towards Campbell. Lee Dixon being chased by Peter Beardsley. Dixon hitting the low cross in again. Beardsley away to Molby, loves to play it just at his pace. And a lovely weighted ball there for Ray Houghton to chase. An advantage played well there by referee Holbrook. Rush. Swept wide to the far side. Barnes on that side now for Liverpool. Driven straight at the Arsenal defender. And an offside, I suspect, against Ray Houghton. But a good start by both sides, in fact, now, Gary.
Yeah, Liverpool are always dangerous on the counter-attack. They won't mind defending a little bit because they've got such tremendous high-quality players on the break with John Barnes, Peter Beardsley to link it up, and Rushy, of course, up front.
Here's Molby. Beardsley comes to Hussein. Could put Gillespie in trouble, but Merson was tripped there, but Smith can take it up. Gets it back to Paul Merson. Thomas. Goal again. Arsenal pushing a lot forward. Merson again. Hit long towards Campbell, but too long, in fact, it'll be a goal kick. An afternoon of emotion, really. The first match back at Anfield since the departure of Kenny Dalglish. There's Ronnie Moran, second from the left. Yes, the fans are here. Thank you, Kenny. Good luck and goodbye. And I'm sure football people everywhere wish Kenny and his family all the very best in whatever they choose to do. Certainly, he's left many a golden memory here at Anfield. Anyway, it didn't really seem quite the same without him here this afternoon. It's Campbell. I'm sure he's watching this one today. Under the word, Kenny, we didn't get the team news any quicker than we used to.
I've noticed actually Liverpool have given the ball away 3 times now in dangerous areas without any pressure on them, and that's something they did, of course, in that epic encounter against Everton, and I'm certain that Ronnie Moran will be a bit concerned about that at this early stage.
Well, here's Winterburn with the free kick for Arsenal towards Steve Bowles. Straight to Bowles. Houghton. To Rush. To Molby. What good ball. Beautifully finding Peter Beardsley. Barnes has made a great break for Liverpool. Oh, wonderful goalkeeping. What a great break by Liverpool. And some superlative goalkeeping by David Seaman in the Arsenal goal. What a ball out to Beardsley, and what a ball in for Barnes. Here's the cross coming in, it's another corner.
That was an absolutely brilliant piece of football. Molby split the defence wide open as he does so often. And Peter Beardsley really picked out John Barnes' run very early there, and it was a terrific save from Dave Seaman.
We'll get a chance to look at that, I hope, in a moment when we've seen what happened to this corner. Hussein up there with a header! Flicked just over by Rush. In fact, you have to go back nearly 4 years since Rush scored against Arsenal, the League Cup final of '87, but he was nearly on the mark there. But the crowd still buzzing with this wonderful piece of football. Molby's ball. Gary Lineker.
Well, Peters there spotted John Barnes early, great touch, and Dave Seaman, as he's done all season, in great form. It was a great save because that low one there is probably the hardest one for the goalkeeper to get down. There's Rushy just flicking one over the bar. Good half chance there for him.
Gillespie.
He got a bit of criticism actually in Rush the other night against Everton for missing 1 or 2 chances, but I thought he had a brilliant game. He was lively, sharp, and he hit the target on most of his chances and was just denied by the brilliance of Neville Southall.
Yes, I was sitting amongst some Evertonians at Old Trafford yesterday, and they said, well, they were very fair-minded. If anything, they said, we were a little lucky to win against Liverpool. They played some brilliant football in the second half. So, coming here today, people were saying, crisis? What crisis? We're top of the table with Arsenal.
That's right, it's funny, I was coming up with 2 Liverpool fans on the plane, and they were They were saying how things aren't quite so good this season. I thought, Christ, you are spoiled.
Only top of the table. Well, the winners today go 3 points clear. It's 0-0 here at Anfield. Houghton now looking for rush again. And Arsenal again at full stretch at the back. Liverpool get another corner. Barnes. Molby. Again a great save. Can Houghton get there first? No, again Seaman is there. Well, Liverpool were denied by the might of Neville Southall the other night. Are they going to be denied by the might of David Seaman today? Another wonderful save.
Because John Barnes picked out Molby brilliantly there, and a good shot with his left, another good save. And he gets up quickly as well to deny the opportunity.
Ablett. Winterburn. Here's Gillespie. Just one reserve game behind him. He's had this calf injury. It's been out of action for 6 weeks. Beardsley. Nicol trying to get in there. Denies Hillier, but it's a free kick to Arsenal. The pace is as you would expect it, Gary Lineker, but I think what we can really enjoy this afternoon is the quality of the passing as well.
That's right, we've got pace and quality, and if the rest of the game is as good as the first few minutes, then we're in for a treat.
Here's Winterburn, up to Campbell, touch back there, a little too short there. He sold Dixon a little short there, and Ablett was able to get in, but Merson's cushioned header. Smith. Merson still tucked on that far touchline. Just wonder, I think there was a certain surprise in the Arsenal camp that Gillespie was playing right back, and I wonder if that's maybe why they put Merson out there, testing Gillespie's match fitness early on in this game. It's a possibility.
I think they're just keen to get Gillespie back, Brian, because of that way they've suffered a little bit in the air, particularly against Everton in the cup ties of late, and I think that's the position they thought, and he has occupied before. I don't think they probably knew that Merson was actually going to play there, to be honest.
Anders Limpar not quite fit. I saw you having a conversation with him before the game.
Yeah, he said that he's getting there, but he doesn't quite feel he's right for a game. A game as important and probably as quick in pace as this one.
Molby losing out for a moment there to Hillier. Barnes. Back to David Burrows, to Gary Ablett. Well, you can't go back that way. Smith's in the way. Arsenal, of course, with a 3-0 victory over Liverpool to their credit already this season, back in December at Highbury. They won't be short on confidence today. Away. O'Leary tucked in behind the last defender. Hussein's header. Smith got that header in. Campbell touched it down, but Molby read it well. Free kick to Liverpool. Fouled by Kevin Campbell on Jan Molby. It's coming up to 15 minutes, as you can see, up in the top right-hand corner there. Still no goals here at Anfield. Ablett with the free kick. Oh, jumping for this one. Houghton with that busy stride of his. Beardsley gets it back. Nicol there to help it on. And Dixon touching it back to David Seaman. Smith, good header. Merson. Winterburn. Across there again towards Alan Smith. Grobbelaar, good anticipation, read that well. Jump time to perfection. Adams. Straight to Gillespie. The header finds Nicol. Towards Beardsley, chested down towards Barnes. And again Seaman there. And Seaman's throw releasing Lee Dixon. Good work again by the keeper there. Hillier. Dixon to Hillier. Good little stab pass there by David Hillier. Dixon getting in just before it reached the high line, and Grobbelaar was down again a fraction before Kevin Campbell. It's a solid game, you can't take your eye off it for a moment here. Smith. In goes Houghton, it might fall for Campbell, it might fall for Merson!
I think Bryony could perhaps have taken a bit more time there than he did. But the thing is, I've always noticed that when you sit in these gangtrees, you can see everything around you. When you're actually on the field, you don't realise that. And I think that's probably what happened to Merson there. As you see, the ball comes to him. He could have had a touch, but decided to hit it first time and just scooped it over the bar.
Not a good kick by Grobbelaar, but it finds Barnes. He took a nudge in the back there from Adams. Oh, Dixon gets it back. You, of course, Gary, have the thorny job of choosing man of the match.
Thanks for reminding me, Brian.
I would have thought David Seaman is an early candidate, the way he's been performing.
He certainly is. He's made 2 great saves already, and he's shown himself to be very alert.
Burrows, no foul.
It's become a bit of a problem, this man of the match thing. I think managers are giving people stick for giving it. In fact, as I said, I was travelling on the plane this morning. I had Liverpool supporters saying you've got to give it to Ablett or to Peter Beardsley, and Arsenal players saying you've got to give it to Dave Seaman. And that's before the game. So what chance have you got?
Yes, the Barclays bubble has become a big thing with a lot of people, and you'll find when you leave the ground here that a lot of people here, the first thing they'll say is, who did you make man of the match? It's Gillespie on the far side now for Liverpool. 0-0 here at Anfield in this battle between the top 2 of the First Division. Back by Barnes. Minutes gone. Up goes Barnes. Molby. Cut out by Merson, but no, yes. Thought for just a moment Gillespie was going to get in behind him. Hussein can't get it in. Some space here for Molby to work something. Barnes. Nicol. Molby. Some space out here for Beardsley. A little shimmy. And a little ball now through the rush. Rush trying to get it through to Houghton, and bowled in the nick of time for Arsenal. Just when things looked very prickly for a moment there for Arsenal in defence, but here's Barnes to Burrows, charged down by Adams. Out to Merson, in gets Gillespie, Molby to Nicol. Down that line, it's Houghton again. O'Leary for Arsenal. Liverpool fans have really found their voice now, but it's a corner. Hussain forwards, Gillespie forwards. Houghton with the cross towards Gary Gillespie. It knocked off his head though. And Beardsley, but the flag was up for an offside play on, says the referee.
Playing really well, Liverpool, Brian. They're knocking the ball around, causing Arsenal all sorts of problems.
Yes, it's the sort of form they showed in the second half at Goodison the other night when they were eventually beaten by Everton in the Cup. Beardsley. Well, as anybody in football will tell you, you don't become a bad side over a couple of weeks, do you?
No, I mean, they lose 2 games and people say that they've got enormous problems and in crisis, and I think that's probably the time. If you underestimate Liverpool, they often bounce back, and I think today, when everybody expects them perhaps to lose for the first time at home, is the time when they'll come out and give a good performance and probably win.
But for all that, it's an excellent Arsenal side they're facing this afternoon. Burrows. Up to Beardsley. Hit long towards Rush. Trying to disentangle himself from Bowles. Referee puts his hands behind his back, says there was no foul there. Rush chasing Bowles. Got it out to Winterburn. So much animation in the crowd here today. You saw that just over on that touchline there. People are on their feet and they are shouting themselves hoarse here. Fantastic atmosphere and a really big occasion. Barnes for Liverpool. Cross with the right foot to Rush. Oh! He'll be disappointed at not making a better stab at that one.
Yeah, it was a good chance. Great play from John Barnes, and Rush. They're the difficult ones, actually. That's probably harder than it looked, because once you go past the near post as a striker, you've got to get the perfect header on it, and he's tried to just glance it there, and he's just not got quite enough of his head on it. Often in that case, you can get too much head on it and hit it past the near post. That's me making excuses for the strikers' union.
It's an excellent point, but he's still got 20 this season. Adams, harassed by Beardsley. Like a little wasp around you, Peter Beardsley. Here comes again. Outwitting Campbell. Sliding a lovely ball in there, which very nearly produced something for Ray Houghton. Liverpool unbeaten here in the league this season. Arsenal lost only 1 in the league, home and away, that at Chelsea. Dixon for Arsenal, should be Grobbelaar. Oh, Merson! Grobbelaar was going to get that, but it was obviously just a bit too high for him, and whether Gillespie allowed Merson to go, but that was pretty dangerous there.
It was very dangerous, Brian. I think they were lucky to get away with that. It's a really good chance. Is that the vulnerability that Liverpool have in the air at the moment, or seem to have?
Molby, Beardsley, here's Barnes. In goes Dixon. It's a free kick given to Liverpool, the foul by Dixon on Barnes.
I think maybe half the problem Liverpool have back there is that with the amount of crosses that Bruce Grobbelaar often comes to collect, he takes the pressure off, and I think sometimes they over-rely on him.
Molby with the free kick. Now it's Arsenal's turn to do some defending. Gillespie's come up from the back on the far side. Seaman, a good gather. Under a lot of pressure there from Gillespie and from Hussein. Dixon. Ablett away. Going back to David Seaman for just a moment. He's got a remarkable record. 9 clean sheets in the last 14 games that he's played. And 21 clean sheets by the Arsenal goalkeeper in 35 games overall this season. That's an amazing record.
And one of those clean sheets, Brian, was against Tottenham, when I assure you he was absolutely outstanding. He made 6 world-class saves that day, and a few of them from me. And all he does is keep grinning at me.
He's a very happy-go-lucky Yorkshireman. There's Arsenal's throw by Lee Dixon. Smith tried to get on the end of it. Hussein hooking it away. Hillier. And Brian, rather David Hillier. It's a big test for him at 21 in for Paul Davis, who's one of the substitutes today. Paul Davis has got a contract dispute, it would seem, at Highbury. Bowles. In for Winterburn. In goes Molby. O'Leary. Minutes gone. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Smith to Campbell. Good work by Ablett. Molby. Gillespie. Winterburn. Only Campbell is up, but Ablett judged that superbly. Get the impression that Gary Ablett's having a very good season for Liverpool. Gary.
He is. He seems to have really come on. Speaking to one or two of the Liverpool players about him before, and they say he's perhaps a really underestimated player.
Here's Barnes. Little dummy. He sold Hillier a lovely little dummy there, and then got into stride and finds Gillespie on the far side. Merson had tracked back well with Gillespie. Gillespie's not finished yet, and neither's Rush. Molby. Good advantage again played by the referee. The flag was up for an offside against Houghton there, but Arsenal were in possession. Winterburn with the overhead. Molby. At the moment, Campbell is down injured. And they took the ball away. Another 21-year-old in the Arsenal side. He's had a loan period with Leicester City and with Orient.
When he was at Leicester, Brian, most of my family still go to watch Leicester, and friends, of course, spoke very highly of him. He did a wonderful job for Leicester and was really appreciated by the fans in his short spell there.
And a very popular lad with the North Bank at Highbury. Look at that, some record, isn't it? 127 goals in 145 junior games.
Obviously a natural goal scorer.
What about a quick comment from the Saints?
Ryan, it's a wonderful game. I think the punters are certainly getting their money's worth this afternoon. Top-class game, wonderful football played, excitement at both ends. You couldn't get it better.
Quite agree. It's a Liverpool throw. Gillespie to take it. Finding Ray Houghton. Beardsley, back for Houghton again. In for Rush. Dixon gets it away to Campbell. Finds Michael Thomas, who hasn't really had a starring role yet. Merson. Dixon's made a good galloping run here, but safely gathered by Grobbelaar. Half an hour gone. Rush. Almost got Nicol in there. Now Barnes keeping it going to Molby. This is where the passing is good. Molby now to Burrows. Rush waiting in the middle. Beardsley's in there too. Burrows with the cross. Nicol with a header. Another good save. Applause and shouts all around Anfield. A fine header by Nicol, who got in late from that midfield position from Burrows' cross. But again, goalkeeper David Seaman equal to it. Here's Burrows. Oh, an elbow there on Smith. Tablets, Hussein. Yeah, it's hit too powerfully, that one. Just the last 3 seasons, they've played 11. Arsenal have won 4, Liverpool just 2, drawn 5.
Notice in every move that Liverpool seem to get going, Jan Molby's instrumental in it. He's knocking nice little passes through.
Video shots. He's a wonderful player to watch, isn't he?
He's got such a lovely touch, and he's a great passer of the ball. He's threading balls through little spaces that other players wouldn't even try to get them through.
In fact, we covered your game live at Tottenham when Liverpool played so well, and Molby was brilliant. I seem to remember that day.
He does. He never gives the ball away. If he gets the ball, you know it's going to go to a red shirt 90% of the time.
Barnes goes up well. Beardsley. A foul on Beardsley after he played the ball. A free kick to Liverpool. Talking about Molby in the midfield, they're still without Ronnie Whelan and McMahon, of course. Rips the heart out of a midfield. Molby's free kick. Hussein was up there. Thomas gets it away. Nicol. Nicol. Dixon gets it back to David Seaman. I think Kevin Campbell's coming off. And David Rocastle coming back on.
Yeah, Kevin Campbell's obviously struggling. He's limping there. Don't know what the problem is, but I don't think the change will be long coming.
Adams gets back. Substitution now being made. Off goes Campbell, on comes David Rocastle. Such a talented wide player. Scored just a couple this season. I remember a stunning goal he got here a couple of seasons or so ago against Liverpool. But somehow his career seems to have gone a little bit on the back burner this season. But here's a wonderful stage and an opportunity now for him to get everything going again. For Liverpool. Up to Barnes. On to Beardsley. Here's Barnes. Try to flick it through. Houghton's gone through there. Adams did well. He's slotted in very quickly again, Tony Adams, hasn't he? Just 2 or 3 reserve games, the game against Shrewsbury in the Cup.
He's such a resilient character, Brian, that it doesn't surprise me at all. He's a very strong-willed, determined chap, and sure Arsenal are delighted to have him back, and it is nice to see him back, where he belongs on a football field.
Indeed. And as George Graham was saying, his attitude really is the greatest asset he's got. Winterburn knocking it forward. Hussein returning it. Rush with the touch. Bold getting it a long way back. Came off John Barnes. Just under 10 minutes to go to half-time. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. And another Arsenal throw. Will be taken by Lee Dixon. Finding Smith. Played in towards Bold, and now to Winterburn, who's a bit crack on the left foot there. Back heel by Nicol. Thomas. Winterburn again. Molby there, quick little challenge. The little pass for Gillespie. Up to Nicol again. But O'Leary closed so quickly on him. Molby. What was there, Gary?
Free kick. He was a bit late on young Molby there, just caught him.
It'll be Hussein who takes the kick. Dixon let that go. Houghton might get in there. Adams threw himself at that situation. I even had a feeling it may just have come off Tony Adams, but a goal kick's been given.
Having a little argument with Lee Dixon there, Tony Adams, about some, obviously, the confusion there. But it's another chance. It's amazing that we've not had a goal, considering the amount of shots and good chances that there's been.
Kenny just getting the touch before Molby. David Rocastle. An offside flag up against Paul Merson and Alan Smith. A free kick again to Liverpool. With a header. Nicol. Gillespie. Merson. Here's Rocastle. Dixon. Smith chasing. Burrows after him. In comes Rocastle.
I don't know whether he could pick that up at home, but Alan Smith made a really good run for the ball in a position there. He made his run in a bend so he wouldn't run offside as Liverpool tried to push up.
Well, he'll be one of the targets for this corner that Paul Merson is taking for Arsenal. Arsenal's first of the game. Adams was in there, but over the top.
Again, the aerial threat from Arsenal, and Tony Adams just got in front of Glenn Hussein there, but just over the bar.
Beardsley. Barnes playing it back for Beardsley. The foul of Barnes. A little shimmy, a little cross, stopped again by Seaman. Over 5 minutes of the first half left. Nicol, up to Houghton. O'Leary's gone with him. Gillespie. Thomas again. It hits it straight to Molby. Pass to Gillespie. Not enough room out there to find Nicol. But again, Liverpool get it back. Nicol once more, try to thread it through for Beardsley. Liverpool's throw. Gillespie with it. No, he's going to leave it for Stevie Nicol. And another throw. Beardsley. Beardsley. Gillespie slipped for a moment. Molby playing it through to Houghton. Ablett's header. Michael Thomas, and it might come for Rush. Well wide.
Just cut in there nicely onto his left foot. Tried to bend it into the far corner, but just couldn't bend it enough. But both teams are, when they're getting into the other team's half, are looking very dangerous and like scoring a goal. So I'd be very surprised if it remained with a 0-0 scoreline.
Barnes. Almost an arrogant little touch with the outside of his left boot there. Ablett turning it back to Gillespie. Good throw of the ball is Grobbelaar. Pitch perfect there for Burrows. Hussain. Beardsley. Martin's gone through the middle. Dixon gets it. Scored from the penalty spots against Liverpool at Highbury. 5 goals this season, 4 of them from the penalty spots. You were talking to him about penalties before. He's still taking them, isn't he?
He is. He missed his last one, and I was asking if he was still on them just in case they got one, and he said he was, and you've got to be there to miss them, which is quite right. Should have been a striker.
Gary Lineker himself scored from the spot yesterday. That amongst the First Division goals that we'll see at the end of the programme today. Thomas to Rocastle. Career just seems to have taken a little backward step just for a moment, Rocastle, but he's so talented, isn't he?
Yeah, your career does go in sort of ups and downs, and you get these little spells. It's how he comes out of it that's important, and he's got so much ability that I'm sure we'll see plenty more of David Rocastle. What he's got to do is battle hard for his place back in the Arsenal side first, and take it from there.
Nicol to Rush. Couldn't quite pick up Beardsley, but does so with Barnes. Rush again trying to get it forward, but there were at least 2 offside there. The flag was up. It's a free kick for Arsenal. First 45 minutes, it's absolutely buzzed by, which is a fair indication of just what quality of play and excitement we've had here at Anfield. Just about a minute of it left, in fact. Up goes Smith again. Rocastle. Oh, what a good ball there. And Dixon's up for this one. Rush was right back to try and make life difficult for him, which must have been a terrific run back by Ian Rush.
He had to check back there, Lee Dixon. I think ideally he would like to put a first-time cross, but there was no Arsenal player actually in the area at the time.
Dixon again with a header. Elliot versus Molby. Rush again. Rocastle. Little turn there by Smith. An unrelenting pace about this game. Beardsley, touchdown for Houghton, played in for Rush. Splendid stuff again. Beardsley, Rush, it looked like a handball by Adams, just outside the penalty area. And is it a deliberate handball? It's a yellow card for Tony Adams. But what also, it provides Liverpool on the stroke of half-time with an opportunity that we've seen the likes of Barnes turn into goals. Beardsley is buzzing there. Molby might fancy, no, Molby's standing off it. He won't be involved in this. The odds are on a John Barnes curler, I would think, over the wall. The ball needs to be lined up perfectly. Seaman needs to be alert. Right on half-time now. What's it to be? Barnes. Great save again! What a super free kick, though. Brilliantly struck by John Barnes, just clearing a wall that would have just crept in as well. Until that.
That is a great save, Brian. That really is. That's right in the top corner from John there.
What a finish then to the first half of brilliant flowing football, lovely passing, and a 27-year-old Yorkshireman, David Seaman, more than anything, deciding that it should be goalless at the interval. Here at Anfield then, Arsenal are 0-0 with Liverpool.
Possibly it was a contributory factor to Dalglish leaving. Before the match, Beardsley spoke with Gary Newbon.
Peter, is there any truth that your wife and Kenny Dalglish's wife couldn't get on together, and that was one of the problems in the background?
No, definitely not. I mean, Sandra got on well with Marina as all the other wives did. I mean, Marina was good for the wives. When we first came to the club, Marina did a lot to help us find a new home. They were prepared to let us sort of buy a house. We live 2 doors from the Dalglishes. I mean, there's never been a problem. And it's just really silly what went on last weekend in the newspaper, saying that there was a problem.
How upset is Ken, and how upset are you?
Well, I'm very upset. I mean, Sandra, my wife, at the moment, is stuck in the house at home. I mean, she'd rather be at the game today, but because of what's been said in the paper, she didn't feel as though she can come out. So I think that's a bit of a shame. And I spoke to Kenny twice about it, and he's obviously disgusted at what's went on, and to be honest, he feels very sorry for us.
Are you taking any action about these stories?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's totally untrue. I mean, if it was true, obviously there's not a lot we can do about it. But we're taking legal action, and hopefully people will now realise that it was nothing to do with us.
There was a lot of talk, of course, when Kenny left you out of the Liverpool team. Did he ever give you a reason why?
No, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, he had 11 players to pick, and he always picked the best 11 for Liverpool, and that's what he always said to me. You know, and at the end of the day, I never caused a problem for Kenny Dalglish. He knows that. I've never ever slagged him off, and I never will now. I mean, at the end of the day, the man's gone to do what he wants to do, and I mean, he's made the decision which is best for his family, and good luck to him.
Well, certainly, when you see the way Beardsley's played today, it did make Kenny's policy of not playing all the more confusing.
Well, he's having a super game, as are, I think, all the Liverpool forwards. The interplay, the passing has been superb. Early on in the game, there was a wonderful move. Jan Molby in midfield started it off with a subtle little ball that sent him up the line here, Peter Beardsley. And again, this is typical of the Beardsley-Barnes link-up, which we've seen for England as well, for Liverpool. John Barnes, now normally you would think you might score at that, but David Seaman, on form today, I mean, he is incredible. I think he's made about half a dozen great saves.
I was going to say, Liverpool couldn't beat Neville Southall in the cup tie on Wednesday,
right.
and then they are up against someone like this.
That's it, the top Welsh goalkeeper, now the top English goalkeeper. It's not been a great week for them. John Barnes with this little free kick. Now just watch Seaman going across here. He had to move his feet. Look, going right across, and then holding the ball. That was a super save.
You do believe it? You just said he's the best, and you do believe that?
Oh yeah, I think this season, I think he has proved that he's the best goalkeeper, without a doubt. That's why Arsenal are up there challenging. Really, first-class goalkeeper, and he's kept him in the game today. Mind you, on the counter-attack, you have to say, Arsenal are probably one of the best teams in football on the counter-attack. And they've caught Liverpool a couple of times on the left-hand side, Merson coming in with a header there. And really, you know, Bruce was caught in 2 minds. And that was a bit of a chance. They've caught them twice in that area. And I think maybe Gary Gillespie's fitness is just back. And they might just be an area that, are an area of doubt, if you like.
Well, Arsenal have won something today, Ian, because you told me beforehand that Alan Smith won the goal of the day competition from last week. Why did you pick this goal?
Well, I picked it because I thought it was excellent skill, and we're always looking for something special in the goals that we select. And just watch Smith here, because when the ball gets played to Mike Campbell, pretends he's going to play it back to him, turns and places the ball in the top corner.
And let's see the 5 winners, who'll each receive £100. W.H. Johnson of Crewe, C. Barder of Towster, Jason Cavan of Willesden Green, Nigel Sawyer of Hereford, and John Boolihan of Manchester. Ian, we've got 21 goals at the end of the programme. You've already narrowed it down to 4 contenders, of which one is Dean Saunders for Derby in a really dramatic game against Sunderland. All those goals in the second half of here at Anfield, right after the break.